But something that you brought up that I was like, it was spot on, was around review gates, right? And so, and everybody does it, right? Could you walk me through that review gating process of what's happening, and then how that impacts reviews, and then how, if you can, how your product is going to be able to fix that?
Yeah. It's a great question. And I think the best way to describe it is something that we've all probably experienced, right? Because we've all probably downloaded an app, right? So you download the app, you've been using it for a while, something comes up and it says, hey, do you like using this? And you either say yes or no. And if you say yes, it's like, great, leave us a review on the App Store, or would you be willing to leave us a review on the App Store? If you say no, it says, hey, bring this information to us and we'll deal with it back channel. Okay. Well, again, if you're dealing with an app that you paid 99 cents for, like whatever. But we've all been frustrated with that too, right? Where you're like, this thing had 5 stars, I thought, and then all of a sudden I use it, and we've all gotten an Amazon package in the mail that's like, leave us 5 stars, and if you don't, right, like, we're going to be sad. And then you get 15 emails from somebody that works at their company being like, are you sure you want to post this? Can you just change it? And you're like, no. So anyways, with healthcare, right, if you're like seeking a true data set around patient experience and actually striving to get better, which I think everyone wants. Like every healthcare clinician that I know wants to get better. It might make us feel really good if all of our patients say, hey, yeah, you're doing a great job, 5 stars or whatever. But until we have the full data set, as a patient, I don't have it. It's not, no one is going to make a statistical analysis of that data set because it's not a full data set, right? You've automatically excluded some pieces. So that being said, Google specifically has a policy against that. But everybody does it. Everybody does it, right? Like they don't have oversight to that, right? Like that's the problem with big tech, right? So what, there's a few things I think you need to do to solve that issue. And first of which is just to say, hey, look, like we want to work with people who believe that that's a problem. If you're like, hey, you know what, that's just good for me and my practice, and that's like what we're going to continue to do. Okay. Like absolutely, that's fine. Like there's plenty of solutions out there. So we want to work with clinicians that are of a like mind in that way to say, hey, we are willing to commit to trust and transparency in building that, because that's again where the puck is going.
That's scary though, right? That's scary because you're going to find stuff out and it does impact you. But is there any really other way to get better without doing that?
True. And, I think one of the things we've seen is that's really scary in the wrong process, right? If from day one, I say to you, hey, look, Gary, like every podcast that you make, like that, is going to go up online. We're going to give it to a gajillion people and we're going to like let them all rate you. And then you're going to see it and we're going to make it public. And then we're going to like rate you, we're going to have our opinion on Gary based on that data. Yeah. Well, that is scary, right? Because you don't know. But if I come to you and say, hey, you know what, Gary, we're going to collect this data for a little bit. We're going to look at it together. We're going to help you figure out how to make improvements. We're, like you're going to have some time to be exposed to this data without it being this like huge public facing thing. And then we're going to say, like we want to make this data public.
It would be a bit like if you were going to run me through that process, I would want to know, well, are you sending it to the whole world or are you sending it to people in the dental community, right? Because the people in the dental community might find a little bit more value than, just somebody who's online surfing the internet, which is a super niche subset. But to your point, like your patients are a super niche subset as well, right? So there's a process of just who's reviewing. And so what I'm hearing you say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're going to walk them through that process to figure that out.
Yeah. We're going to do that in a way that is helpful both for the clinician and for patients eventually, right? We're not just going to, whenever I do training, like I build training in motivational interviewing, there's like very structured, specific way where it's like, you don't want to get people too far along and, feel like you're tossing them into the deep end of the pool, right? Like you walk in with a zero entry and be like, yeah, let's build up some confidence, right? And in the same way, we don't want to just toss people into the deep end of this and say, good luck, like have fun swimming. Like no one wins in that situation. And so, we're 100% going to do that in a really, thoughtful and effective way. What we see as evidence-based of here's how true change can come about. Here's what the true leaders in this space are doing. Let's come be a part of that. And I think one of the cool things that I see, in this way, dreaming down the road, right, is for so long, so many innovations have come from medical, and then it's like, okay, well, how do we apply this to dental and whatever? And it's cool because I do think that because dentistry in this way has kind of been, we don't have some of those tools that medical has in this way. Like we can really be an innovator, and this could go the other way, right? Like this can come to, when we've had people tell us that, we've had medical clinicians be like, why can't I have that? Like, can I have that data? Can I show my patients that? Can I, have you help me improve or whatever? So yeah, 100%. We're excited about that long term.